They say those born under the sign of the lady are kind and tolerant, so I'm sure you'll get along well enough with the natives.
No doubt.
Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
And welcome back to Morrowind. Today, very short video. I'm gonna showcase the newest version of my mod list.
Continue through to the next building and talk to Celes Gravius.
Hello there. He's staring into the abyss. Alright, give me the papers, please. There you go. And here we are. Alright. So, like I said, today I'm gonna showcase the mod list I've been working on for some time. Now, to be honest, this is a very similar mod list to my previous one. So I've been using the core version for a couple of years already. This is all in preparation of an Anvil update, which is like days away. As soon as the Kingdom of Anvil comes out, I want to play. So I hope you guys are gonna watch and we're gonna have fun together. I plan to explore entire Anvil or that map until the Grasping Fortune comes out. So we're gonna have lots of exploration. All right. So where to begin? First of all, let me open my configuration. So this is only like a part of my mod list. These are not all the mods. And first things first, I have a bunch of shaders thrown into this game. Here's the shader list. And the load order or the shader list order is kind of important. I'm not really expert in that, but I try to follow some online guides. So these are all the active shaders right now, except for ENB palette. And the best thing is that it's very actually easy to turn them off and on. I'll mostly play around with the Gamma, Color Mood, Luma Sharpen, and ENB, because they're the ones who change the game like visually drastically. So for example, Gamma. So Gamma seems to change FOV as well. Makes everything more bloomy, more Oblivion-like. Color Mood. So this is on. So the color mood, yeah, it does make colors more moody, I guess. Everything's kind of like toned down and muted. It all comes to a personal preference, really. There's no way around it. Luma Sharpen. I do like the effect of Luma Sharpen, to be honest. So Gamma and Luma Sharpen. Oh, actually. Oh, this is when I turn off. Alright. Maybe like this. And this is ENB. Oh. Now with the ENB, it's very bloomy. Like my white hair is almost glowing. Let's try like this first. So this is now with the ENB activated. Just a second. Actually, let's go like this. Alright, so now I have Gamma in color mode and Luma Sharpen turned off, and I have only ENB on. So this ENB is Purple Haze. It's, I think, my favorite one. I have another ENBs. There's one package, it's called Tainted Tamriel. It has quite a few good ones. There's one, it turns entire Wardenfell into basically like this red hellish nightmare. Yeah, so let's take a look at the mainland coast over there. Alright. So I believe this time I switched distant land generation from 10, I reduced to 6. So I think the charm of Morrowind is in the fog. I mean, I can easily extend the distant view to like whatever however I want, really. But I think this kind of haze adds more charm to Morrowind. So you can still see mainland, but it's kind of hazy and you can barely see it through, which also makes the province look larger. That's a Fort Anklis, I believe, over there. It goes without saying that I really don't play anymore without Tamriel Rebuilt. It's basically, for me, it's a part of the game. So now let's do some shopping. I'm gonna use...
What do you want? If you're looking to get out of Seyda-Neen, I'll be happy to give you a little advice.
Alright, Budunius. Just a second. That was from the voiced quest dialogues. So if I have the ENB on, the interiors are kind of hazy like this. Very, very... I don't want to say weird, but... I mean, I don't mind
What is this regarding, Nord?
But if you guys think this is too weird, I can easily turn it off, really. Like this. Alright, now I have 10k. Now we can get some equipment, actually. Wrong key. I've been playing Skyrim too much. Alright.
Welcome, welcome. You are among friends. What can I get you?
Thank you, Errol. I'm gonna get some basic equipment. Obviously, he never has like a heavy boots. Never. He has chitin and Nordic fur. I get fur. We're gonna get some gauntlets and steel greaves, and we're gonna combine that with Nordic ringmail. Sounds about right. He has claymore, right? Yep. I'm gonna buy like some kind of long blade so I can test sounds later. Let's see. Saber? Saber, yep.
I offer the best values in town.
Good for you, bro. Alright. Now I'm a low-level adventurer ready to slay some mud crabs. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go upstairs a little bit. Riskar. What say you?
You look like you could use a friend, Outlander. Perhaps I can be your friend. I'd like you to help me recover some gold.
Alright. Yeah, problem?
What was that?
Problem? Guys, why are you standing? Do something, guys.
Talk is free. What do you want?
Masera.
Dance, sing, drink, do something.
Seen any elves?
Yeah, sorry. Alright, let's go.
Where's that slave?
That was my cringe improvisation bit. Now we can move on. Alright. So yeah, where to begin? Visually, like I said, everything is really the same. I'm using Morrowind enhanced textures, which is the vanilla enhanced textures, obviously. I kind of prefer it that way, and this is a version 6 point something, I think, 6.1. So they work pretty well. Now we're gonna go to Balmora. This is Balmora. Alright, much better. So as you guys can see, Balmora is overhauled. I'm using the beautiful cities of Morrowind. It's by far my favorite kind of overhaul for a vanilla content. And it's actually one of the cores, like the core of my mod list. Because the main idea behind this mod list, like I said, it's minimalism, keeping it lore friendly, vanilla friendly. And it's also to harmonize or balance out Tamriel Rebuilt with the vanilla content. Because if you guys played Tamriel Rebuilt, the cities are more detailed, there's more clutter, more crowded, and landscapes are more dense. It's really, really masterfully crafted. And when you go back to vanilla, some cities tend to look a little bit more empty, just because they're dated. It's not my critique of Morrowind. I mean, I love the game. It's just the fact that it was made in 2002, and back then they really couldn't afford so much clutter. With that said, I love this. So the idea behind Beautiful Cities of Morrowind is really, how I understand it, to sort of enhance the vanilla content to like more modern standards seen in Tamriel Rebuilt or Skyrim Home of the Nords and so forth and so on. And it's also like in a style of Morrowind, so there's nothing like excessive. The cities are not made bigger just for the sake of being bigger. It's all like tasteful and subtle, so it's really, really masterfully made mod. Even interiors, I'm gonna show later. But now let me go to Guild of Mages. Again, the interiors are a little bit foggy or hazy or whatever you call it because of the ENB. So guys, don't freak out. I can easily turn it off.
Well, Outlander, I'm Ranis Athris, head of the Mages Guild here in Balmora. Were you looking to join the Mages Guild?
You know, I haven't played Oblivion in a long time, but this voice, I think the Dumber in Oblivion have the same voice, right? Same voice actress. I have some new rugs. I think this is from the Faded Glory. I believe that's the name of the mod. So the rugs are supposed to look more like faded, right? More used. I think they look quite well. Obviously, most of the clutter is also retextured. So on top of the more enhanced textures, I used a couple of like texture mods. Like guys, you can see even the barrels and everything it's kind of a little bit different. Just to add more life into the game. And also, I'm recording through OBS, and for some reason, the game always looks a little bit darker. Not always, but sometimes. So I wonder if...
Yes, Nord. What do you want?
Jump scare. Look at the sharpness of the face. I keep getting distracted, sorry. The final video may look darker than it actually is. For me, this really isn't that dark at all. But it may look darker in the video, so...
What brings you to Ajira's shop? Do you want duties from Ajira? Do you want the local brews or help in a fight? Some Telvanni bug musk? Or a way to reach the high places?
This was really good. This was really, really good. You would expect Khajiit voices to be really difficult for AI to like emulate, but that was very, very nice.
Why walk when I can guide?
Well, yeah, we're gonna teleport later to Caldera. There's a few things I want to show you guys there. Look at these textures. The faces are familiar faces.
Clearly he was wrong. Yet I do think he meant well.
Yeah, the mod is the familiar faces.
Teleportation is the only civilized way to travel.
I miss teleportation in Skyrim. And also, if you think about it, considering the amount of lanterns, which isn't very big, realistically speaking, like the interiors of Morrowind will be very dark. Like all these people will live in very dark interiors. I mean, there are no windows. Look at that. It's very relaxing, I guess.
Do you want something?
Like, I feel like I'll be sleepy non-stop here. Oh, look at how crispy this looks. Oh my god. The House of Troubles. This is crispy. And those are also Bone Lords, the concept art. There is a mod, I saw a mod that makes Bone Lords looking just like that with those 4 daggers. Very creepy. I was actually considering adding it, but there's so many mods I wanted to add, but I was like, control yourself, Alec, because I really want to keep it minimal. Current mod list has under 60 mods because it's so easy to just add more and more, and you never end, and sooner or later something will break, and I don't want that. With that said, I do have actually a creature mod. I believe it's by Random Pal. It's called Creatures and adds like lots of variations of undead creatures in tombs and of wildlife. So for example, now I have baby guars or like baby versions of creatures. But my favorite is like the variations of the undead. The clothes are, yeah, obviously they are redesigned by more enhanced textures. But on top of that, I believe I used Melchior Dahrk's retexture mod, both for weapons and armor and for vanilla clothes. It looks better actually, more detailed. So yeah, on top of the more enhanced textures, I used texture mods for Clutter, most of the Clutter, for clothes, armors, and weapons. Yeah. And Faded Glory Tapestries.
What was that about?
Is there something I can do for you?
Yeah, the robes look really, really nice. The faces also, like I said, it's a familiar faces. Sometimes I use a facelift. You can combine facelift with the familiar faces for even better. But I think this time I just used familiar faces. I've spoke about that before, and I'm really not a fan of most head redesigns for any Elder Scrolls, especially for Morrowind. They often feel like they miss the style of vanilla too much. Animation blending. Animation blending is a really nice little mod by Greatness7. I think he's also the author of Weapon Sheathing. Yeah, he's one of the authors, yeah. It makes animations smoother, and by adding
What was I thinking?
Adding a couple of frames. So let's see. You guys can see it looks a little bit smoother. It's a small change, but it just adds more immersion. And I think it also affects.
What was I thinking?
I'm not gonna do it here actually. I don't want to cause some violence, but I think it also affects.
Nothing gets you there faster than magic.
Why are you yelling? All right, now it's a dawn in Balmora. Let's go down here. I do have one comment about the beautiful cities. So I often
you may speak.
Find NPCs kind of stuck on the bridge or running into each other. It's almost as if their pathfinding hasn't been updated or fixed, which shouldn't be because mod comes with a pathfinding fix. Also, I should add that I'm using the core version of Balmora, so this is the most basic overhaul. There are ones with options such as like a Canal Works, which adds another layer underneath. It looks very, very cool. Adds more clutter, and there's like a one with a statue over there and square. But I'm really happy with just the most basic overhaul.
Mazera.
I really love this shaders. I don't know why. For some reason right now I'm really in the mood for some kind of like a ENB for Morrowind. And again, if it's too bad on the video, I can easily turn it off. Okay, there it is. So this guy is stuck here now, and I think he'll be stuck there for the rest of the game unless I do reset. Actor reset. Alright. And it doesn't happen only in Balmora, but pretty much most of the cities. I even found them in Sheathing. But yeah, it looks very, very, very nice. I really love the redesign of Balmora. It just adds a few more houses here and there, another trader, and that's it. Nothing excessive. Well, let's go see Caius. I'm gonna show you guys something. Hello.
I'm just an old man with a skooma problem. What do you want?
Now, what I like about Morrowind is that they basically tell you, just go out and explore. Do something. Just don't do main quests right away. Do something else. You don't see that in the later games. I kind of miss that.
Wealth beyond measure.
Alright. I really love... I mean, these are basically vanilla textures. But look how... Just because they're more enhanced and combined with the shaders, look how weathered they look. They really look old and very nice. And this is just the basic vanilla textures again. I was really tempted to add some texture packs because there's some nice mods out there, but Man, I convinced myself not to do that because I really want to keep it vanilla friendly. Nice. I just love Morrowind cities. They look so how can I say, indifferent toward the player. You guys heard that? So as you walk around, you'll hear this like idle talk. I think this mod adds about hundreds, if not thousands, of those small idle chats.
I'm listening, please. Go ahead.
Oh, this is the Fighters Guild. There are a few things I want to show you in Caldera.
Trebonius wants a report on Snapdragon fairies? Pah! He can stick it where the sun doesn't shine.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Why walk when I can guide?
Yes, they're all Bretons. Oh, she's Imperial. I really love this interior. It looks so Oblivion-like, with all the blooms and textures and flowers. I don't know which I prefer, but I really love the Caldera's version of Mage's Guild. Especially this upper floor. This is a skill book, right? Oh, I'm gonna show you guys something really special later. Regarding books. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the interior. So Beautiful Cities also overhauls, I think, some of the interiors.
But orders are orders.
That's right. So this is one of my favorite merchants. Let me just turn off ENB for a while. Anyhow, this is one of my favorite traders in game, especially for early game. Very good man. But look at this exterior. It looks so nice, like someone actually lives here. It kind of reflects his personality. He's tidy, and I find it funny how he wears this like fancy, like rich clothing, and it has a giant.
My prices are the best in town.
I had this giant dwarven warhammer on his back. Looks so heavy. Glow in the Dark by Melchior Dahrk. Like this, we can do sun rays off and on. I don't know why is there option, maybe because of the frame rate, I don't know. And for example, if it's like rainy outside or something, obviously it'll change. At nighttime also. Another thing I want to show you guys is this Governor's Mansion over here. So I'm using the vanilla basic version, but there's a mod that changes this house into more like a castle. Nothing like overly fancy, but it does look different, more vertical. But what I wanted to say something else is that I really love this green stone, because I found a mod to texture all the Imperial forts with a nice white stone. It looks also nice, and I was kind of tempted to do it. So for example, they look similar to this, almost like purple white rocks, which looks nice, but I don't know, for some reason I prefer green green rocks. They look more weathered, more humid or moldy or something like that. I don't know. They just look more gritty, I guess. There's so many guards here. What's going on? There are more guards than citizens. So again, now this is without ENB. Let's see Caldera with the ENB. If you guys go to the Nexus page of Beautiful Cities of Morrowind, there is also a link to the page called Alternative to Morrowind Rebuilt. And Morrowind Rebuilt, of course, being this very, very popular overhaul for Morrowind. I used to play Morrowind Rebuilt for years.
Bards. Now there's a profession worthy of absolutely nothing.
When I switched to Tamriel Rebuilt, I think I stopped using Rebuilt because there are some weird small things that don't match really, don't work well together. I mean, you can play together, but there are some things that kind of are messed up, I think. So basically, this link on the Beautiful Cities of Morrowind will take you guys to the page called Alternative to Morrowind Rebirth. And there's a whole list of mods that are working with, and they're intended to work with Beautiful Cities. So no need to worry about compatibility. And I use quite a bit of mods from there. So Beautiful Cities don't overhaul every single city. And the reason is because there are other mods that do the same thing very, very good. I'm gonna show you guys later, but here's one of the mods. It's a Epic, I believe it's called Epic Caldera Mines Expanded or something like that. Or just Caldera Mines Expanded. And this specific version is actually just a visual overhaul. There are no new quests or nothing like that, no new scripts. It's really clean, just a basic visual overhaul. Because, I mean, these mines are like the most famous one in Wardenfell. I mean, there's a literal civil war between the Redderun and Hlalu going on because of this mines. So they look really grand. Look at that. Oh yeah, let me show you guys. So of course, all the sounds are overhauled. So even different weapons now make different sounds. So
Hail and well met, stranger. As you can plainly see, I require some assistance, if ye be kind enough to grant it. I need help finding the festering witch who has robbed me blind and left me for dead.
Awesome. So yeah, this is a vanilla-friendly body replacer. It's also found on Nexus, and it does a great job. Especially with the enhanced textures and shaders. I think the shaders kind of helped smooth things even more. And the faces look very, very detailed. Like his face paint, you can see the texture.
Some sugar for you, friend.
Greetings.
Alright, here we are. Oh, wow.
All I ask for is a pair of boots. How hard could it be?
Very, very hard. Basks in the sun. Alright. Let's move away from the water.
Bars. Now there's a profession worthy of absolutely nothing.
So, in my opinion, Solstheim looks really, really good. Of course, this is because of the Tomb of the Snow Prince, which is a big overhaul of the entire island. The landscape is overhauled, and there is an option for Skyrim-like trees, which I love, obviously. So Solstheim really reminds me of the Skyrim Home of the Nords mod. Just the density of the landscape and everything. I wasn't really very against the vanilla Solstheim. You know, some people complain about how it's empty and all of that. I actually didn't mind that. But once I tried this mod, it's really, really awesome. I mean, guys, just look at this. Combined with the Tomb of the Snow Prince overhauls the exteriors, right? And then there's also a mod that overhauls interiors. So for example, later we're gonna go to the Skull Village. And what it does is it makes Nord houses interiors more Nordic. Because I believe in vanilla their interiors are really kind of like Dunmer style, which is kind of weird. So this way we have a full Solstheim overhaul. But I'm gonna show you guys something just very, very fast. You know, I haven't played Solstheim questline in a long, long time. I just love the atmosphere here. Look at these textures. So yeah, the mod also has an optional high definition texture pack, which I recommend. Wow, look at this. This is Reinhard, the Red Spear. He's a friendly hunter.
Be careful out here in the wild, friend. There's more roaming about than just wolves and bears.
So these are vanilla dialogues.
I took care of it, didn't I?
So this is the vanilla dialogue. So what Bethesda did, while they were working on Blood Moon, they also already worked on Oblivion, the next Elder Scrolls. So I think they were kind of experimenting, and they basically made Blood Moon NPCs talk a little bit more. They have kind of longer voiced lines, and I always liked that. I always wished for Wardenfell NPCs to also have like a extended voice dialogues. Well, now with the quest voice dialogues, they do have that. So I also really like his textures.
Be careful out here in the wild, friend. There's more roaming about than just wolves and bears.
Look at that spear. Awesome. Is this a bear armor? Let me show you something else while I'm here. And there's also like a whole bunch of new plants, new wildlife. There's this one area here I really love. So, oh, there are bees. A bee hole. Look at that. I would say that Solstheim looks really good with the purple haze shaders. It must be the gray rocks. They kind of combine well. And the textures are really nice. By the way, for those who have like high-end PCs, I don't have, but there are like a new upscale texture packs for Tamriel Data and OAAB Data. They're in some ridiculous high resolution. I think the Tamriel Data texture pack is like 20 gigabytes or something like that. It's really large. I actually tried it just to see, and literally my PC couldn't handle it at all. Like I barely.
Death is near?
Wow, it's a Friesa Heg, and yeah. But if you guys have a high-end PC, you can give it a try if you want. So yeah, there are out there like some really ridiculously high-res texture packs for both Tamriel Data and OAAB Data, which means the Solstheim, Tamriel Rebuilt, they will all look incredibly sharp, really. So, but they're really, I think they need to be optimized a little bit better, to be honest. And
now this is fight.
I actually have God mod on. Die. Yeah, Steadicam makes cam steadier. Unripened belladonna. Oh yeah, another thing I want to mention is grass. I would really love to add grass to the entire game. The reason why I'm not using the grass is because there's usually some issues with Tamriel Rebuilt. I can easily add grass to Wardenfell only. But then once you go to mainland and there's no grass, it kind of looks too different. So if you add grass, you would like to add grass everywhere. And because Tamriel Rebuilt keeps getting updated non-stop, you always require new patches. So I'm really not sure. But I think when the next map comes out, Narcissus, and once there's like a good grass mod, I would love to add grass to the entire game. Alright, so now we are in Raw Deer, Tamriel Rebuilt. This is just a ridiculously amazing looking location. And I love to showcase it with the ENBs and shaders. I actually haven't played here. So, which is ridiculous, even after like several hundred of hours of Tamriel Rebuilt playthroughs. I maybe like covered half of the map. So I mean, look at this place. Again, I'm gonna repeat myself. I really don't see myself playing Morrowind again without Tamriel Rebuilt, and eventually Skyrim Home of the North and Project Cyrodiil. She has a nice dress. Anyways, this is Raw Deer. This is Induril architecture, and I mean, there's nothing much to say about Tamriel Rebuilt right now. I already talked about it, except that the new map is coming. Well, they said in the first half of the next year. So, I guess within 6 months. And it's going to be a huge expansion to the south here, I believe. Adding Narcissus. Narcissus itself will be not even DLC size. I think even beyond DLC size. Narcissus will be the biggest city so far ever made for Morrowind, and overall it's the second biggest city in Morrowind after Almalexia or Mournhold. So it's going to be ridiculous, just amazing amount of content and everything. So yeah, look at that. Yeah, I just want to show you guys a little bit of Tamriel Rebuilt and some of my favorite regions. North looks really good with this shaders. This is the village of Nivalis. I really like it. There's this cool tavern. Where is it? Black Goblin or something? No, the Black Ogre. Yeah. I just love this art. This is a unique tavern signpost for Tamriel Rebuilt. Colored version. It's really nice. But yeah, this is a good place. Nice little village in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, many beautiful landscapes, really. I mean, you can spend hundreds of hours just exploring this entire province. Alright, so now we are in Pelagiad. Pelagiad is one of my favorite places in game. Again, it's a very subtle overhaul. Nothing too much. But I want to show you guys something here. I mean, this is like a very ridiculously small, insignificant mod, but I just love it. It's a blue canet redistribution. I think it's called blue canet or blue canet. It's this blue flower, blue canet, and it's from a Tamriel Data. And literally, what this mod does, it adds this flower throughout the Wardenfell. Just a nice little touch. I think I showcased VOS many times already. I often record videos around here because I just love this area. I mean, look at this. So this is OAAB Tel VOS. It redesigns the village of VOS, the tower of VOS or Tel VOS, including the surrounding area. It's also Barmelkio Dahrk, and I can't recommend it enough. It's just amazing. And that over there is Balmora, which is also overhauled. I believe also OAAB Balmora. And then there's also OAAB Branora. And so all these like small villages are kind of overhauled. They're not part of the beautiful cities of Morrowind, but they are included on the list. So like I said, if you guys go to the list of alternative to Morrowind Rebirth, you'll find all these mods there. So you just choose whichever you want. But this is Balmora, and so what's that? Oh, there's some kind of a creature. I'm gonna show you guys one part of this place. So this guy is I believe, part of some quest. He's frozen here. So yeah, sometimes these overhauls will also include a couple of like a small miscellaneous quest lines. Again, like I said, the point of all these overhauls is really just to elevate the vanilla content to the level of Tamriel Rebuilt. This is how I understand it, really. I mean, look at this place. Look at this. The waterfalls, the gardens. Look at that. You know, Telvanni are supposed to be eccentric and almost like a high fantasy aesthetics, which is actually Tamriel Rebuilt also plans to overhaul their Telvanni lands eventually. All right. Obviously there is Dagonfell, which is another like a separate overhaul. I'm using Nordic Dagonfell. There is also more Nordic Dagonfell. So, like I said, there's options, so you guys can choose whichever you want. And Nordic Dagonfell, as the name suggests, makes Dagonfell more Nordic, because it is After all, a Nordic diaspora, right? Diaspora, how you call it? So there's a whole bunch of Nords around. And let me show you. So this is the entrance to the village. There's a grove of Ben Abi, which I showed in previous, like a little showcase. It's a mushroom forest in Solstheim. I think I forgot to say, but the walking animation and the running animation is simply walking. Another thing that I cannot play without. Like, one thing that really bothered me in the vanilla, I don't want to say bothered me, but if I had to change one thing, and only one thing, that'll be walking animation. Because it looks too silly, in my opinion. Here it is. These are the orcs, they're hostile. That's the Grove of Ben Abi. It actually has kind of lore or background. It has a history behind it. So you guys can go there and explore, and there are some tablets you can read what it's all about. It just makes Sheogorath more, I guess, more detailed and all of that. Alright, so now we are in Gracelands. This is Zainab camp. They're also overhauled. And you guys remember I mentioned the quest voiced dialogues? Well, it also has a follow-up mod. It's Ashlander's voiced. It basically adds more voiced dialogues to the Ashlanders. So let's try to hear some. Let's see.
Zadjul.
Oh, so I believe they will talk in some kind of like a native Dunmer. Oh, that's right.
Salka Zavith.
Nice. Look at this. Look at it. So yeah, these are... Alright. So Ashlanders actually will speak in their native tongue. Because they do have like a different language. Let me just go to the tavern in the Pelagiat, because there is an Ashlander here, right? The hunter. He's kind of trying to become a merchant. And he has like some kind of dialogue about the languages. He's kind of learning to speak proper civilized Dunmer. Let me see. Yakum. What? Yakum? Me? Speak Ashland. Not speak so good old elf. Sorry? Old elf. The common tongue. You know, this, yes? Yakum wishes to learn Old Elf. Nord speak very nice. So actually all this time we're speaking Old Elf, which is a civilized elf, the language of the great houses and all that. Oh, we can spend a few hours teaching Yakum. Yes, yes, I see. Oh, I didn't know about this. This must be some new mod, I don't know. Yes, yes, I see. I'm very thanking you. Oh, I can come back tomorrow to teach you more. What mod is that? Oh, this is probably... Is this from the Ashlander voice mod? I have started teaching Yakum the basics of the common language. Yeah.
When a Nassie sees smooth moves like this, a Nassie thinks a dancer. No? A high wall walker? If you aren't in the Thieves Guild, perhaps you should be.
You know, this is not very bad. Not bad for AI. Mebestienne, do you have books?
A pleasure to see you. Let's do some business, shall we?
Children of the Sky. These are the fireflies. So they show up like at the evening. Let's see. So now if I open the book, I'll have option to read, and there'll be a voice reading the book.
Nords consider themselves to be the children of the sky. They call Skyrim the throat of the world, because it is where the sky exhaled the north winds on the land and formed them. They see themselves as eternal outsiders and invaders, and even when they conquer and rule another people, they feel no kinship with them. This especially with the Chimer and Dwemer in the days of the Dwemereth and the first forming of the great houses. The breath and the voice are the vital essence of a Nord. When they defeat great enemies, they take their tongues as trophies. These are woven into ropes and can hold speech like an enchantment. The power of a Nord can be articulated into a dragon shout, like the kiai of an Akaviri swordsman. The strongest of their warriors are called tongues. When the Nords attack a city, they take no siege engines or cavalry. The tongues form in a wedge in front of the gatehouse and draw in breath. When the leader lets it out in a kiai, the doors are blown in, and the axemen rush into the city. Shouts can be used to sharpen blades or to strike enemies. A common effect is the shout that knocks an enemy back, or the power of command. A strong Nord can instill bravery in men with his battle cry, or stop a charging warrior with a roar. The greatest of the Nords can call to specific people over hundreds of miles, and can move by casting a shout, appearing where it lands. The most powerful Nords cannot speak without causing destruction. They must go gagged and communicate through a sign language and through scribing runes. The further north you go into Skyrim, the more powerful and elemental the people become, and the less they require dwellings and shelters. Wind is fundamental to Skyrim and the Nords. Those that live in the far wastes always carry a wind with them.
Wow. Isn't that amazing lore? I remember reading it, and you just imagine Skyrim as this wild, like you said, elemental land with all this magic and everything. This is why people say the Skyrim, the game, was such a disappointment. You know, and I had to agree to a certain level. Honestly, when I got this mod, I thought that it would be read in like a Morrowind's character voice, like let's say a Nord. I'm sure they can do that through AI. Maybe that'll be more immersive. So let's say if I play as a Nord, there will be a Nord male voice reading, but it's fine. Oh yeah, people recommended me Ashfall and a couple of other mods. I tried Ashfall and actually worked and everything. Let me just hear this guy.
Red Mountain spreads ash and blight. Sinners gather at the house. The time of the incarnate is at hand.
True. The thing with the Ashfall, I really like the mod. It's very actually complex. There's so many options. The reason I didn't include Ashfall is I just feel it will interfere too much with the Let's Play. Like, I will have to focus too much on the Ashfall instead of everything else, like exploration and just chilling. Because my playthroughs, at least Morrowind playthroughs, they're mostly about exploration and just chilling and relaxing. And I think Ashfall will require me non-stop to like focus on those mechanics. Like, have to eat, have to rest, the diseases, I have to build campfire, the tents and all that. You have to carry the backpack. It's just too much stuff. It's a great mod. And I think if I play just for myself, I will use it for sure. Combined with fishing. I think the same mod author has a fishing mod, which is really, very good. It's a better mechanic than Skyrim's fishing. So, and there's also another mod that was recommended, lock bashing, which I may include later. It basically, I think it's based on Daggerfall, where you could just bash and open locks, which it makes sense. It's immersive, right? I have to see how it works. So yeah, there are a couple other mods. I really want to thank everyone who recommends me all the mods and helps me with this mod list, because I'm really casual. This is all very, very casual. I'm not expert by any means in mods and modding, which is why I mod manually. So all these mods I'm using are added manually by me. I download from Nexus and I drag and drop in the Morrowind data folder, right? Only 3 mods that are not put in the data folder are Morrowind code patch, Morrowind graphic extender, which comes with a script extender, and PLOX. I used to use MLOX with M, and recently, I mean a while ago, I had some issues, and then I discovered that actually there's an updated version. So PLOX is an updated version of MLOX, and I had some problem with the load order. There were some errors, and literally as soon as I switched to PLOX, the error was gone. So I highly recommend PLOX. Okay, I'm now in Al Sota. You guys can hear some kind of like instruments, some bells. it's a audio overhaul. But I was about to say, I also have OAAB. I forgot the name. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's a mod that overhauls dungeons and caves and those sort of things. So I wonder. Let me go inside. Yeah, look at this lightning. But yeah, I do have a mod that overhauls some caves, dungeons, Dahrk ruins and all that. And, it even overhauls the Daedra. So that's a mod by Random Pal, I believe. And creatures, which adds creature diversity. But also there's an option, it's called Dahrk Rebalance. So basically every time you fight Dremoras or whatever, in vanilla usually once you defeat them, very often you can pick up some really expensive loot. Well, I think the Dahrk Rebalance kind of fixes that. So it's really not that easy to like get rich very fast by just slaying Daedra. Anyways, that's about it, guys. This was a really short showcase, I guess. I tried to cover most important things and everything, and so again, as soon as the project annual comes out, I'm gonna install it and we're gonna play Morrowind. I'm really excited to start Morrowind playthrough. I haven't played in a long time. I've been busy by making this lore videos and everything, so we're gonna have lots of fun. 2025 will be the year of Morrowind, that's for sure, with all these amazing expansions coming. So stay tuned and I'll see you soon.